Every day, thousands of people hit the road heading towards their dreams. But sometimes those dreams collide with a harsh reality. Auto accidents with 18-wheelers can change lives in an instant. That's why you need the experience and expertise of St. Martin and Bork. With over 50 years of experience, St. Martin and Bork have fought for justice for the victims of truck accidents.
If you've been in a wreck with an 18-wheeler, know your rights.
Call St. Martin and Bork today to schedule your free consultation.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Bayou Time. Harry McCullough here. And, I live in South Louisiana because I like it warm. But it's not warm anymore. For all you people always kind of crying about the warm weather, we got it cold, and it'll be cold for a little while here as we bring in Lauren Nash. She's with the National Weather Service. Lauren, welcome in. I know everybody's always going, when's it gonna snow? When's it gonna get cold? Well, it's kind of here. Not so much the snow, but we're going to be dealing with this for, 10 days or so?
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. Winter is here. Winter is not coming. Winter is here, and it is going to get to freezing tonight. One of many nights that we're going to see those low temperatures.
So, it kind of sounds like Game of Thrones there as winter is coming, but it is here. And
it's here.
So tell us, because I think Terrebonne Parish is like right on that line. And, as you look and as we see some of the maps you sent us, there's obviously an Arctic front coming in from Canada, and Terrebonne's kind of right on that line, I guess mostly because of where we're at, located with the Gulf and all. But tell us a little bit of where you think we're going to get with temperature-wise.
Yeah, it looks like tonight will be right around freezing for Terrebonne, so that is why we have a freeze warning in effect until 9 a.m. We put those in effect for every time it hits 32 degrees this far south. If you're farther north, it hits freezing quite often. But for us down here in Terrebonne, so the city and south, freeze is a really big deal, with wind chills being maybe a couple degrees lower tonight as well. So, check on your pets, check on anybody that needs to do outside work. Pipes probably this far south, that you're going to have to kind of determine that based on your own house and your own insulation. But usually we need to get, in the 20s, mid to upper 20s for a lot of pipe issues, but it is something to keep an eye on. Yeah.
Is it also a time factor too about how long we'll be in the freezing weather for pipes? Because South Louisiana, we got a lot of people that are raised homes. So, that cold weather can get under those houses pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how many hours it is, but you're right. If it just touches 28 for 10 seconds, probably not going to do anything. In my opinion, a good rule of thumb is if you have exposed pipes, wrap them in December and unwrap them in March, because it's just better than having to deal with them every single day.
Right. Or just leave them wrapped. It's not going to hurt you during the year for sure. So what about how long are we going to be dealing with this, Lauren?
Man, it looks like we're going to be in it for at least a couple days. Our forecast right now goes out to Monday, and it looks like our temperatures are going to be in the lower 30s most days. I think Thursday night it pops up a little bit into the lower 40s, but mid 40s is about average for January. So whether or not we're going to be cold or not, it's going to be below average, at least for the next 7 days. So we might be up and down depending on what kind of fronts we have coming through. But generally low to mid 30s for the next 7 days and the lows overnight.
Right. Okay. So let's get to, maybe shouldn't be a headline, but a lot of people talk about it. A lot of people read the internet. Hey, people were talking that maybe we might see snow towards the end of this week. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. And really, from what I'm looking at, it's like that low that goes all the way down to Arizona and New Mexico, and then it's going to come across. But we don't look like we're going to be in that area, right? The snow area.
No, we have not had any snow or winter precip in our forecast at all, ever. What we saw was social media was catching on to some of these weather models, just like we talk about with tropical, right? We see these weather models with these bowling balls coming into Louisiana 2 weeks out. So a bunch of these people were getting on there and claiming snow for the Gulf Coast, and our forecast only goes out 7 days. So anything past 7 days isn't even an official forecast from the National Weather Service. So it's easy for these weather models to spit something out, but we have to wait for the whole system to really evolve. And usually those weather models are going to be a little extreme. So we're going to be too warm for any sort of wintry precipitation once this stuff comes through. If you have family or friends in northern Louisiana, totally different story. But down where we're at, just going to be a cold rain.
Yeah, that's a good point. And look, we are model sensitive here, as we follow storms and all. But let's talk a little bit about, being part of the National Weather Service. You guys just can't get out there and go, yeah, it might snow on Thursday. I mean, that's not part of your job. And being in the media, I know even, the local meteorologists, they say, you got to stay in this cone because it means life or death for some people to evacuate, those kind of things when you're talking about a storm. But it also talks about preparation when you're talking about weather like that. Tell me a little bit about being part of the National Weather Service, how you guys have to react, how you have to do those modeling and those kind of things.
Yeah, it's definitely a difficult world that we live in right now. We do a lot of rumor control if we need to, especially if we see social media kind of light up. But there was an example the other day where someone posted about snow on the Gulf Coast. It got a couple million views. He got paid for it. And the comments were saying, I'm canceling my beach vacation. I'm canceling my Disney trip. And all based on this weather model out 2 weeks out that someone saw on a social media site. So we try to do our best with that rumor control and remember that the forecasts are not very good that far out. Nobody's forecast is good that far out.
Right. Yeah, look, we've been in the bullseye of a lot of storms that don't come or vice versa, where we're like, at least we can relax. Yeah. And then Katrina's on your door on a Monday morning. So, we got a minute to go, Lauren. There's new advisories out now, right? So can you walk us through those? It's not the same as it was last year.
Yeah, we made some changes to our temperature products. We used to have wind chill advisories, wind chill warnings, but they were just so cold. We never hit those temperatures down here. So we tended to use freeze warning and hard freeze warnings, which were supposed to be agricultural only. Like we weren't supposed to be using them for people, pets, and pipes. So in an effort to consolidate everything, we actually removed hard freeze warning. So you will not hear us say hard freeze warning, hard freeze watch. We still have freeze warnings and freeze watches, which are for 32 degrees in your area. And then we also now have cold weather advisories, cold weather warnings. So instead of it being trying to determine what wind chill advisory and freeze watch means, cold weather, it's cold. So we'll have a cold weather advisory if Terrebonne gets to 25 temperature or wind chill, and a warning if we get to 15 temperature or wind chill.
Lauren, we sure appreciate the update. Thanks for keeping us informed. That's Lauren Nash with the National Weather Service. Thanks so much for being with us. All right, we'll be right back with more Bayou Time right after this.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System. Your health is our legacy. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not. Buick, the craft of modern luxury. St. Martin and Bourke, know your rights.